Welcome back to the SportsMax Zone. The 66th edition of the UEFA Champions League is set to kick off next Tuesday. As part of our build-up to the competition, we will be looking at teams and their chances of winning. Today we look at the chances of the competition's most successful team, Real Madrid, who have 13 titles. They last won the cup with the Big Airs in 2018 under the stewardship of Zinedine Zidane. This year, Real have been drawn in Group B with Shakhtar Donetsk, Inter Milan and Borussia Mönchengladbach, with Zidane again at the helm. Will Real win a record extending 14 title? Well, joining us to discuss their chances is former Trinidad and Tobago international Brent Sancho. Welcome.
Hi, Mariah. Hi to the rest of the guys on the set, and of course to the viewers across the Caribbean.
Brent, happy to have you as always. So I'll start with asking you the question, can Zinedine Zidane do it?
He's been successful in the past, of course, as you mentioned, the last time in 2018. I just think that where Real Madrid is right now, currently, they're in a transitional stage. And I just don't think they have enough firepower to go all the way. I'm not saying that they don't have a good team. I just believe with the lack of firepower and the firepower that some other teams have, albeit of course Bayern Munich and Liverpool to name a few, I just don't think that Real Madrid have what it takes to go all the way.
Can you agree that in Group B, Antonio Conte's men, Inter Milan, will be the toughest hurdle for this Real Madrid team?
Yeah, I think without a doubt they'll be the toughest. I think both teams progressing out of the group. I think from an Inter Milan perspective, they've been a bit inconsistent. We saw that last season in them when I felt they should have gone all the way and challenged Juventus for the Serie A title. They had some really poor results. But I think it's early enough in the season. He has Antonio Conte has a good enough squad to get past the group stages with Real Madrid. But I think at the knockout stages, I think both teams may find it the tough a bit. They're going a bit too tough for them.
Brent, I go back to the 1965-66 European Champions League, well, European Cup season as it was then, and refer to Real Madrid's win in the final 2-1 over Partizan Belgrade from the old Yugoslavia in Brussels. And I say to you that that was the last time that Real Madrid won the Champions League without a superstar striker in their ranks, or a superstar midfielder, or a superstar forward. Let's just go with the broad definition. So based on your opening comments, I hear you agreeing with me that Real Madrid have no chance of winning the Champions League without a superstar attacker in their ranks. Some people hear me say that and say, but what's happening to Eden Hazard? And one, Eden Hazard seems to be perennially injured since he came over from Chelsea. And two, he's not been active enough in the squad, and he has it all to prove at Real Madrid. Would you agree with that line of reasoning, Brent Sancho?
Yeah, but look, I think you're spot on, George, because, you know, I'm very sure Real Madrid would have looked at the 100 million euros plus that they would have spent on Eden Hazard as the reason for them to be European title contenders this season. But as you rightfully said, he's been injured. He's had 2 broken ankles. He has not played enough. Of course, during the La Liga season, he just have not contributed to what they thought he would be contributing at this stage. Coupled with the fact that Real Madrid made 0 signings during the summer. They've had a couple of players come back from loan, but other than that, they've had no real signings. And you're right, they don't have any game winners within their rank. Of course, Karim Benzema is a talented forward, but I don't think you can ride the shoulders of a Karim Benzema to win a Champions League.
Are we sleeping on Benzema though? And I'm happy you went there because I was going to come there, and I made sure to write the numbers down from last evening. Where his La Liga play is concerned, and often his La Liga play mirrors what he will do for you in the Champions League if he'll get goals. Since he came over from Lyon in 2009-2010, there have been only 2 seasons where he has not hit double figures in La Liga. That was in his debut season 2009-2010. And then when he scored 5 goals in the 2017-2018 campaign. But in the other seasons where he has hit double figures in La Liga and gone on to make significant contributions in the Champions League, he has been the other forward then, supporting Cristiano Ronaldo and supporting Cristiano Ronaldo mainly, then supporting Ronaldo and Bale. Benzema by himself, are you agreeing with me that Benzema by himself cannot win you the Champions League if you're Real Madrid?
Well, if there ever was a definition of a backup singer, it would be Karim Benzema. he's played the second fiddle, as you rightly said, to Cristiano Ronaldo, and I don't think he has enough vocal pipes to come out and take the lead singer role. And you're right, he's done well at the La Liga level, but he thrives on service. And of course, he thrives off of being the wingman, the second fiddle. And Christian, you have to admit that Cristiano Ronaldo, during the successful times for Real Madrid, was absolutely outstanding, and is one of the reasons why he's arguably one of the best players to play the sport. He is a winner. And there were games during that tenure when they were successful, Real Madrid, where Ronaldo would pull something out from a hat. Of course, as a Juventus fan, I remember the bicycle kick in Turin would put tears in many of the old lady fans. And so Benzema is not that type of player, and all due respect to what he's been able to achieve, he just does not have that star quality to win a Champions League.
Brent, it's amazing that I'm listening to you talking about Real Madrid and the fact that there's no Ronaldo and there's no Gareth Bale there. Benzema is no longer the person in the back now. He is the man. He has been scoring some goals. But is that you're not talking about the nucleus of players surrounding this Real Madrid team, and therefore collectively there's no real superstar, there's no more Ronaldo in the team. However, the nucleus of guys that they have there could cohesively work together to try and win this Champions League. Yes, it's early in the game now, we're speculating at the moment, but can't Benzema, this would be the great opportunity for him to say, I'm going to stamp my authority now and show exactly what I can do and lead this Real Madrid team to the promised land?
I think he's going to have a good season this season, and I think he is going to do his normal part. You talk about the supporting cast, and on one side you have an aging supporting cast in the likes of Luka Modric, just to name a few, to name one in particular, and of course Toni Kroos as well, on the other side of their peak, and then you have some very, very talented young players. So as I said at the beginning, it is a transitional year for them, and I do agree that Benzema is going to stand out for them. But I think what he's able to bring to the floor, if you were to compare it with some of the other contenders, it's just not going to be enough. Because when you look at the likes of Liverpool, I think Bayern Munich was outstanding last season, and they started this season well again. And they would have to be the favourites. And as much as Man City has not started the way that we all thought they may have started in the English Premier League, I think they will be there and thereabouts. And as much as we highlight Benzema and Real Madrid's possibilities, I think some of the reason why I believe they're not going to be there come the finals is because of the strength of those other teams that I mentioned, and I think some of the deficiencies that Real Madrid have this season.
When you look at you talk about the rivals, Brent. When you look at how Real Madrid were dumped out of the Champions League last season, when you look at the quality of football that Man City played to get rid of them, the errors that Rafa Varane was forced into, Sergio Ramos, of course, was watching from the stands, but the quickness of the forwards on the rosters of the Champions League favourites, and Real Madrid are among the favourites because they are Real Madrid, they're in name but not in quality. But when you look at the football that the rivals are playing, the quickness of the forward players, the slowness of the Real Madrid defenders. Sergio Ramos is as old as Father Time, and he is still the mainstay of their defense. Rafa Varane can be pressured into mistakes as Manchester City did last year. You speak of the midfield, Toni Kroos and Luka Modric, I believe, running on fumes at the highest level, and some brilliant young players, promising yes, but who have not yet come to hand. And remember now, Brent, this is a team that has not been improved personnel-wise by Real Madrid. They have not bought a player for the first time in several decades. I'm saying to you that Real Madrid have sent Zinedine Zidane to war with a pocket knife against rivals who have AK-47s and nuclear weapons.
You're very correct with that. And the name of the game guys' speed and pace. And if you look at the top teams in Europe, that's what they play. That's what they have up front. Beyond Bayern Munich with Kingsley Coleman and of course, Alphonso Davies on one side. Liverpool with the dynamic trio of Mane, Firmino, and of course Salah. That is just outstanding pace. And because teams play such a high line defensively, you need defenders with pace back there. And as you rightfully said, Real Madrid will be wanting on that department. And you're right, they just seem to be a team that is running out of steam, and they needed some new firewood in the system. And I was surprised that, of course, during the summer that they didn't purchase anyone or bring in any player. But then again, you just have to look into, of course, the medical department of Real Madrid, and you'd see one Eden Hazard with his feet up. And I think that has been the reason why Real Madrid has found themselves in this current situation.
Yeah, my friend, as we leave, I say this to you last, and Mr. Producer, could I get the teams in the group again, Group B? You answered Mariah to say that you thought Inter Milan would be their biggest rivals. I'm suggesting to you, Brent, if this group goes how I expect it to go and the teams play to their full potential, Real Madrid could struggle to get out of this group because Shakhtar are not going to be easy to play against in the Ukraine. And Mönchengladbach, they showed from their play in Germany last season that they'll be a force to reckon with in their home stadium in Germany and also on the road. So Inter Milan may not be the only trouble that Zinedine Zidane's team have to navigate to really get out of the group. So I'm seeing Group B being a real struggle for the team this season.
Yeah, it would be a struggle, and I'm glad you mentioned Mönchengladbach. They had an outstanding season in Germany last year, a team that's ever improving, and the way that they set up, it's going to be very difficult for Real Madrid. But I just feel, George, with the type of experience that they have on the bench and Zinedine Zidane as the man at the helm, and they do have some players in and around, world-class players, I may add, in and around, they just might have enough to push it over the line. But they have shown before Real Madrid parts of the season where they've gone into a bit of a slump. And if they have to go into a slump over to Mönchengladbach in particular, I think you're right. They just might find themselves struggling to come out of that group.
Yeah, from the Galacticos model, Real Madrid always having the most glamorous, the most sought-after players in world football in the attacking positions, to a sick, injured Eden Hazard, as you're saying, Brent Sancho, and Karim Benzema, who doesn't want to take the microphone first. He wants someone to start singing, and then he sings background vocals. It doesn't look good for Real Madrid at all. Let's see what they can do. Thank you for the time, my friend. All the best to you.
All the best, guys. Have a good one.
Good. Brent Sancho there. We can update you on the South American World Cup qualifiers to tell you that 0-0 between Venezuela and Paraguay, just about half-time in that game, and Ecuador and Uruguay. 4 goals the Ecuadorians have scored in this game. Uruguay have at least pulled one back, so it's 4-1 Ecuador over Uruguay. As we go to break, we remind you that the Champions Day race card at Ascot Racecourse, the world famous Ascot Racecourse in England, will be live this Saturday morning on SportsMax, your home of champions, from 7 a.m. in Jamaica, 8 a.m. if you are outside. One of the big races on the day will be the Queen Elizabeth II Stakes for the best 3-year-olds in Europe, where they will be involved over a mile. The title of the best miler, 3-year-old miler, in 2020 is up for grabs, and some big horses are vying for that title, including Palace Spear, the colt by Kingman, bred and, trained by John Gosden, ridden by Frankie Dettori, the anti-post favourite, but the 2,000 Guineas winner Kamiko and the champion jockey Oisin Murphy are no pushovers, and they are coming for the crown as well.
Wichita is rallying on the far side. A 3-way go in the St James's Palace, and Palace Pier is getting up in the last few strides, and Palace Pier wins. Ran down Wichita and Pinatubo, those two fighting it out for second. Of course, Military March is in behind that. They head down into the dip now. Pinatubo trying to see off Wichita. Kamiko behind those, and then Military March as they head into the closing stages, and it's Wichita at the moment in the purple cap. Kamiko the far side of him going through to lead late on. Kamiko's won to Wichita's second, Pinatubo. Military March behind those, then Welocano, Kinross, and then came Mums Tipple.
Here goes Circus Maximus with a white cap. Phoenix of Spain, a grey is coming to challenge. Frankie has pulled out 2 Don Holt with a pink jacket, launching his challenge. 4 in a line as they head down towards the last 300 yards. Circus Maximus from the front. Here's 2 Don Holt with a storming run. From off the pace, King of Comedy and Scardo are also staying on very strongly. 2 Don Holt came upside Circus Maximus, but he couldn't quite get past. Finishing off strongly, King of Comedy, but Circus Maximus held on to win the St James's Palace Stakes from King of Comedy.